live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
State line women are breaking into the trades industry. Why they came together to update the home of the Rockford Peaches. The fun is just beginning at another baseball field. We're live from Rivets Stadium ahead of their Legends game. And local organizations are together at one location. All the resources at the Community Health Fair. Good evening, I'm Taylor Castro. Thanks for joining us tonight. A man has died after a Friday night shooting. The incident occurred around 7:30 p.m. yesterday in the 3500 block of Elm Street. That's near West State. Rockford police officials say the 41-year-old later died from his injuries. This is an ongoing investigation. No word on any suspects. It was a day of action at Rivets Stadium. Our Nicole Delgado was at the historic baseball field for the Rockford Peaches as it got a bit of a makeover. And Nicole, it was all done by women.
That's right, Taylor. Various women in the trades came together to paint the outfield fence to help enhance Rivets Stadium. They tell me supporting a historic stadium builds on the legacy of strong, empowered women.
I did my first solar panel job up in Michigan a couple of years ago and realized that construction is definitely where I wanted to be. I think that it's powerful. I love the opportunity. Not only am I a woman, I'm a little woman, but I get the job done.
Alicia Gonzalez is one of many women in trades as an iron worker. She says being out here today, helping beautify Rivets Stadium alongside other women in trades is empowering.
You have people that you know are on the same level with you, support what you believe in, and it's just everyone's unifying, and it's a beautiful experience.
Tradeswomen United of Northwest Illinois co-chair Dixie Perko says, just like the Rockford Peaches were the trailblazers in baseball, TWU are the trailblazers breaking into the trades and construction industry.
Us Tradeswomen United, we're here to show all younger women, girls, that women can work in construction.
Both Dixie and Alicia agreed the sky is the limit for women in trades.
I would say that if you want to get into construction, any trade, that you can do it. As long as you believe in yourself and you have confidence that you can do the work, you can do it.
Discovering what you're good at, discovering what you have a passion for, combining the two together. And whenever you figure that out, work your hardest towards it, because if you can see it, you can reach it.
For more information about the TWU, find this story at mystateline.com. Taylor?
Thanks, Nicole. Scott Leber and Reagan Holgate are at a different baseball diamond tonight. They join us live from Rivets Stadium. Hey, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Normally we have Rockford Rivets baseball here in Loves Park at Rivets Stadium, right, Reagan? But this is something quite a bit different that we've never seen before. I think we are in for a really fun night here.
No, I think we are too, and this is going to be the first ever annual Legend Celebrity Softball game. The Rivets are trying to do this every year, and the stands are starting to get pretty packed here, and I'm told actually that it might be a sellout crowd.
Yeah, so we probably will have a few late arriving fans. The game's supposed to start at 6:30. They may hold off a little bit for that, but yeah, we are definitely going to have a good crowd here. So if you haven't learned by now from some of our previous stories that we've done on the news, yeah, we've got some Chicago sports legends here, some former Green Bay Packers legends here who will be playing in a celebrity softball game, and we've got some local media folks, some of our co-workers at Fox 39 and WTVO. So they'll be playing, but you and I don't get to play, but I think we've got a pretty good job tonight, don't we?
No, I think we do. We're going to be talking to the guys, the celebrities, during every half inning. So we're going to just try to have some fun with them out here, right?
It's a great opportunity tonight for the fans to interact with some sports legends from the past that they grew up rooting for. So we'll tell you exactly who is here for the sports legends coming up a little bit later on in sports, so we're going to make you wait for that. Until now, Taylor, we're going to send it back to you in the studio.
Looks like fun. Thanks, guys. Meanwhile, ranchers and farmers here in the Midwest are awaiting possible aid as the region battles through one of its worst droughts. U.S. senators from Missouri have called on the Department of Agriculture to look into opening Conservation Reserve Program land for emergency haying. Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen says the region's conditions resemble the drought from the Dust Bowl in the 1920s and 30s. Mullen also says the current hay yield is about 25% of what it should be. This could affect prices for cattle and other food as well. TV and film actors are striking for a second day today. SAG-AFTRA strong! SAG-AFTRA strong! The SAG-AFTRA union went on strike this week after failed negotiations with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Key sticking points include compensation, residuals, and use of artificial intelligence. While on strike, actors will not partake in any productions, publicity appearances, red carpet events, or award shows. There are 65,000 actors in SAG-AFTRA.
I'm a humanist, and I would rather have humans do the job and be happy. And I would rather share the wealth with people that are the center of the wheel and work so hard to create an industry that everybody can prosper in. What the hell is this, to be so greedy, to try and squeeze working people?
With the writers already on strike, this is Hollywood's biggest labor fight in 6 decades and the first dual strike since 1960. A possible UPS strike could become the most expensive strike in the U.S. in the past century. Negotiations between UPS and the Teamsters Union have stalled over a new contract. An analysis from think tank Anderson Economic Group says economic losses from just a 10-day work stoppage could total more than $7 billion. The report also says customer losses could hit $4 billion, and worker lost wages could total more than $1 billion. A community health fair takes a holistic approach to health care, focusing on physical and mental health and how they work together. The free event took place this afternoon at Crusader Community Health in Rockford. 30 state-line organizations had booths with information about their services, including how the Veterans Drop-In Center serves our local veterans, and food accessibility information from the Northern Illinois Food Bank. State Representative Maurice West helped organize the event. He says bringing attention to mental health has been a silver lining to come from the pandemic.
People are breaking down that stigma of our mental health, how mental health plays a huge role in the development of our physical health. So we're trying to put them all together, give people a holistic approach of resources so that they can empower themselves and build themselves up when it comes to their health care.
The event also had live music and free food. Across the country, the summer heat just won't let up. Coming up, a look at how the extreme heat, severe storms, and poor air quality are affecting Americans.
That poor air quality definitely evident here in the state line today with some of the haze that's been working its way into the area. I'll let you know how long that sticks around and time out any rain chances for the rest of the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Taylor Castro, Reagan Holgate, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Record or near record breaking temperatures have millions of Americans under heat alerts. Severe storms disrupt travel in Chicago, and new air quality alerts have been issued as smoke from Canada's wildfires travel south. Here's Mola Lange with the details.
More than 90 million Americans are bracing for more brutally hot temperatures. 16 states from Washington to Florida are under heat alerts. In California, Sacramento under an excessive heat warning through the weekend. Further south in Death Valley, despite warnings from officials to stay away, tourists are flocking to the hottest place on Earth as temperatures could reach 130 degrees for only the 6th time on record Sunday. Phoenix, Arizona has seen 16 consecutive days of temperatures above 110 degrees. Volunteers handing out water and cool towels, as well as shoes to protect against the hot pavement.
I'm not one that's going to write my congressman. I want to be right out in the field. I want to see the impact that I'm making.
Texas has seen triple-digit temperatures for nearly a month. The state seeing an uptick in heat-related illness, and the power grid is feeling the strain amid record energy use. On Sunday, Las Vegas is forecast to potentially reach the city's all-time high temperature of 117 degrees. Off the coast of Florida, a marine heat wave with water temperatures well into the 90s. And it's not just the heat impacting the country. Travelers at Chicago's O'Hare Airport had a shelter-in-place order earlier in the week because of severe storms.
We are being put shelter in place.
As the country continues to see these hotter temperatures, the excessive heat is among the issues being negotiated between UPS and its drivers, the union asking for air-conditioned trucks.
They pound down cool solutions a lot, so they want us to pull over, get in the shade and that, but they get on us again because we're taking too long.
Meanwhile, as those wildfires continue to burn in Canada, air quality alerts in effect from Montana to Kentucky.
That was Mola Lange reporting. After a few days of storms, the wildfire smoke has returned. Jordan lets us know how long the haze lasts and when we could see more rain coming up.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Well, a fresh batch of wildfire smoke has been working its way into the area over the last couple of hours and really the last couple of days, slowly sinking its way toward the south and now starting to enter into the state line, allowing for those drops in visibility, as well as our significant upticks in our air quality, with our air quality now worsening over the last few hours. We have actually seen a lot of the smoke and haze also showing up across really many areas as well, but in particular out in Dixon, Ed Pilar sent us this picture, a drone picture that he put up above the river there, showing just how thick some of that haze is off in the distance. We can also see that when we look at our SkyTrack camera across the area. All of our state line cameras showing up at least with some haze off in the distance. In particular, our downtown Rockford SkyTrack camera showing off a lot of that haze off in the horizon. Our air quality getting significantly worse, especially over the last few hours. We were actually in the green area for our good air quality just a couple hours ago, but notice a lot of the air quality with some of that smoke being drawn into the area and also being drawn a lot closer to the surface, which is allowing for that air quality to get significantly worse over the last few hours. Going to continue to remain that way at least for the rest of the night tonight and possibly through most of the day tomorrow. Our visibility also dropping in many spots. Down under 10 miles is the standard, at least for many areas. Now we're seeing those drops in visibility with some of that smoke down a little bit closer to the surface. That smoke still showing up, but going to last at least a little bit longer. Again, into the night tonight and possibly through much of the day tomorrow as well, before we eventually start to see some clearing after yet another cold front sweeps through. Initially, that cold front did bring some of that smoke down to the surface, but another cold front will help to sweep it out as we get into the early part of next week. An air quality alert does remain in effect for the entire state of Wisconsin and in Illinois, so the entire state line underneath that as we get into the rest of the night tonight and all the way through the day tomorrow until midnight Sunday night going into early Monday. Satellite radar keeps our skies at least fairly clear other than the smoke at the moment. We do have a couple of showers and thunderstorms further up to the north and the northwest. Temperatures underneath those relatively clear skies are in the 80s. Many spots made their way into the low 80s for the afternoon. Dew points just a little bit lower than where we were at this time yesterday. Jim, our weather watcher on the southwest side of Rockford, reporting a temperature of 83 degrees, a dew point of 60, and 1/100th of an inch of precipitation from last night's storms into the early part of this morning. Later on tonight, we still have the widespread haze going to stick with us. Temperatures only falling back down into the low 60s. A couple spots could drop into the upper 50s. We return into the 80s once we get into the afternoon tomorrow. Widespread haze as our temperatures stay very similar to where we were today. And then once we get into the afternoon, we could see another scattered storm starting to work its way into the area. So things remain clear other than the haze overnight tonight. But as we get into the afternoon and evening tomorrow, that's when we could see a few of those spotty showers and storms into the area. A little bit of a lower and severe weather risk as well, something to keep an eye on toward the evening and overnight hours tomorrow. We do clear out after that cold front and cool back down into the upper 70s and low 80s for the next couple of days. But rain chances, Taylor, return to the area once we get into the middle of the week.
Thanks, Jordan. Reagan and Scott are in next with sports. They'll join us live from Rivets Stadium, where some very famous sports names from our past will be taking the field this evening for a celebrity softball game.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
And we are live with you at Rivets Stadium, where the anticipation is building right now as we are just minutes away from the start of the first ever Legends Celebrity Softball game. And when we say legends, we really mean it, Reagan.
Yeah,
We've got an NFL Hall of Famer. We've got a Major League Baseball Hall of Famer. We got Pro Bowlers from the past. Tell us about some of these guys who are going to show us their softball skills tonight.
Yeah, he's talking about NFL Hall of Famer Mike Singletary, obviously from the Chicago Bears. He just got announced in his lineup. He's leading off for the yellow team, and there were quite a few cheers that you heard around here. He was also talking about Andre Dawson, former Cubs Hall of Famer, and we also have quite a few Packers out here. We got Charles Jordan, Gilbert the Gravedigger Brown. We've got all of them out here. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think Gilbert's going to be a real character out here tonight, but that's what this is really all about. It's not so much a softball team it's just an event, a neat event really for the fans, isn't it?
Yeah, and we were actually told this is not a softball game. This is a show. These legends are here to put on a show for all the fans out here. Lots of cheers, lots of sports fans that are out here right now.
All right. Well, earlier I spoke with one of the legends, George Teague, one of the former Packers, who is here to play softball tonight. So I asked him about that Bear-Packer rivalry and some other things, and what it was like to suit up for the Packers. Let's go to that.
Being a Green Bay Packer was awesome, and you mentioned the Alabama deal, but it's like being in a college town with the Green Bay Packer fans. You know, the traditions that they have, the stadium is always full, loud, energetic, and always supportive. So my time with the Green Bay Packers was very, very good.
Now, in the softball game, as far as I know, there's one Chicago Bear, Mike Singletary, who wasn't too shabby, and quite a few of you Packers, like 4, 5, 6 maybe of you guys. So how's that going to work out with the Bear-Packer rivalry with you guys out there with Mike Singletary?
Well, I happen to know Mike Singletary, and I think he knows that, you know, there's always a rivalry between the two teams, and I think the Packers are going to prevail once again. So doesn't matter what anybody else says, just the way it is.
So, yeah, I think it is the official count, I think, is 4 former Packers who are here, and the one Chicago Bear, Mike Singletary. But Singletary, I think one Singletary can handle a bunch of Packers.
You would think, right? Yeah. And we've actually talked to a few of those Packers, and they like the rivalry, right? And they're excited about it. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. We actually, too, have some of our news crew out here that's going to be a part of these lineups. They got a few cheers there. I heard one for Joey Marino. I think a lot of people are excited to see him out here. So, yeah, just trying to have a lot of fun. We thought it was going to be almost a sold-out crowd. These stands are pretty packed, though,
yeah,
right?
It is a really nice turnout for the first one of these events. And part of the proceeds go to the local Boys and Girls Club, so that's neat. Hey, Cubs were in action today. They did a little better today than they did last night, didn't they?
Yeah, you would think, yeah. 10-4 against the Red Sox. That was their final score, their first win of the second half. And the White Sox just getting started with the Braves. No score there yet in the first inning right now.
And we have a major golf tournament that is underway here in Rockford, the Aldine Cup. And folks, Robert Dolphelmeyer running away with it. Look what he shot today. He tied the course record shooting a 65-7 under par. He has a huge lead going into tomorrow's final round. So we'll keep our eye on that. But right now, we're ready for softball here. So we'll bring you some of the action, some of the highlights, and some of the interviews tonight on WTVO at 10. That's sports. We'll be right back.
So the haze is definitely working its way back in, but so is the rain, which was needed.
We are definitely in need of rain chances, and we haven't seen a whole lot of rain, even though we've had some of the severe weather over the last few days. Did not bring a whole lot in the way of actual rainfall to the area. Things remaining clear for the softball game out there at Rivets Stadium for the rest of the night tonight on the First Foreign Interactive Radar from Rockford Auto Glass and More. Temperatures falling back down right around 60 degrees overnight tonight. Chances for storms start once again as we get into tomorrow afternoon and into the evening. A level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe weather for many areas of the state line as well. Cooler and a little bit drier once we get into Monday and Tuesday before rain chances mainly return for the middle of the week.
Thanks, Jordan. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you at 10.